Podcaster episode 2. 하나, 둘, 셋.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
You might be
It's just you and me.
yeah, y'all might be wondering why Shane isn't here. She has work because
Yeah.
working
Adults.
yes. So we're
Adults need to work.
yes, ma'am. In this economy.
Uh-huh. We need to work.
So this is our second episode. Congratulations for making it into 2 episodes.
Finally. We've gone 2 episodes. Are now on the second episode. This is
Proud of us.
like an achievement
This isn't
for us.
It is. A lot has happened in a span of a week. Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to say something?
You know, I'm shocked with the amount of articles that came out in a span of in a span of 1 week. And I don't know what to say exactly, though, my faves aren't really the one who is
Right.
targeted. But still, as a K-pop fan and seeing all these actors and idols
Yeah.
getting so much rumors and allegations.
It's heavy. This topic
Mm-hmm.
to be about we're gonna separate this into 2 episodes. 2 episodes, 2 parts actually. One is tolerating, and I say that with quotes, tolerating idols' behavior, and the subtopic is pre-debut issues, which is going to be a bit heavy.
Yeah.
Well, my definition of putting someone on a pedestal is being okay with what we know is wrong, or like what society
Mm-hmm.
thinks is wrong, or like what majority, well, not really, what we know is wrong and what we believe is wrong. So kind of like tolerating. What about you? What do you think of when someone says putting someone on a pedestal?
Putting someone on a pedestal mean being someone being holy or immaculate or just perfect, like the imagery of someone, and thinking that they don't make mistakes, that they're gonna get away with whatever they do. I think that's how I view pedestal, like
Well,
they're untouchable. you
that's
can you
actually
can't say bad things about those people. I think that's how I see it.
that's actually very interesting because
That's
you know how, like, okay, I don't want to shade, but honestly speaking, like Korean netizens they don't tolerate these kinds of things. It's like
Mhm.
they're once they see something wrong, it's like cancel,
Mhm.
like they're really scary. But is so for me, like my perspective on that is like, okay, so Korean netizens don't really put idols in a pedestal, but then using your definition, they view idols as, or like artists as, someone who cannot afford to make mistakes.
Yeah,
So that's
that's like how
right. So are
you
they
don't know exactly where to start
right?
doing the whole fangirling thing and stop
Right.
and where it stops, and just do something about what idols or actors or people in general, when they do something wrong, you have to call them out.
The thing with something that's very different in the Korean entertainment industry and the industry in, let's say, in Hollywood, or like I guess even in the Philippines, is that they're okay. There's all these issues, yet they can still, like, they still know they're gonna have fans. With Korea, it's so tough. There are so many groups. So it's like, it's really on like who has the most fans and how you can get more fans. So they have to be their best. They have to put out their best foot, if you will, every single time. But as humans, you're not perfect. You can't always be perfect. So that one slip up in terms of entertainment, like, the business, one slip up from the idol can cost them millions of wons, I guess. So that's why the entertainment companies are always so hard on the idols as well to, be quote unquote perfect. Any example that comes, like, that reminds you of, like, putting people in a pedestal, or like putting stars in a pedestal, or
Since I joined Reddit, and
yes,
Reddit's
Reddit.
a whole community. Yeah,
Yeah,
guys. Okay, my sources are Reddit like opinions.
right.
So these are just like fans or anti-fans or just people in general talking about specific topic.
Yeah.
So I saw this opinion actually on K-pop
Mm-hmm.
slash unpopular unpopular K-pop opinions.
Oh, okay.
So me as a blank, I saw a post about Blackpink.
Are we going to touch on that?
And I know it's just me like trying to decipher
Right.
the whole post as a blank. So and it said like you guys should stop tolerating, that's the word, tolerating low standards
Define
because you
low
set the
standard.
bar too low.
Define low standard.
Yeah, because I don't know how low. Yeah, okay. They said other thing is they said that the fans have low standards.
Uh
That's why everything like the Blackpink, everything Blackpink does, it's like crazy, even though it's not as crazy as you think.
so what this
Mm,
Reddit thread is trying to say is, it's actually just okay if you compare it to, like, other groups and whatnot, but because Blink
mm,
standards are low, they find it amazing. Is that what the
mm.
trying to say?
Quote unquote glow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's how the post said that. Maybe because I feel like Blinks do have low set the bar too low because we've been
you
deprived of
agree?
like content, comebacks,
Uh,
singles. I don't know. That's just my assumption of like some probably that's why people think some of the performances are crazily good
when it
because we
when
don't really have much like
right.
yeah performance to actually look at or like fangirl at. So I think, but looking at that post and like trying to like think more about it, I kind of get it
Mm, mm.
that maybe we did have some low standards, but of course it doesn't mean that everything that Blackpink like Blackpink members do is like low standard or like a low quality performance.
Yeah.
Maybe some content or maybe some performances they feel like it's underwhelming. It's not really like what I'm looking for, which is of course I feel like we can see more of the potential of Blackpink or other like groups, like group members, not just Blackpink or other groups
Mm.
that they have so much potential, and to see something like an underwhelming performance or like a half, I don't want to say half-assed, but maybe like a not
Awesome.
100%, not
The max.
120% like out there effort.
Right. Uh-huh.
That's right, not the maximum effort that they could give to your to the group. So yeah, I think it's kind of conflicting because I know there's some truth to it, but I don't want to say that that is so accurate. I can't really like have um like a conclusion of what I think about it. So
Right.
we you you Sal could like give me some enlightenment. As someone like outside the whole
Yeah.
Blackpink
Yeah.
fandom, how
Uh,
do you think people should react, or maybe as a fan or maybe not really a fan of like a specific group, but a fan in general, how would you be able to react with those kinds of like posts and opinions? Maybe we did have low standards,
Mm,
we're just like saying yes to everything.
First and foremost, it's not Blackpink's fault. It's the agency's fault. you know. Hello. And like, because honestly, like, the K-pop fans know this, but with K-pop, the artists don't really get a lot of freedom in like music or the fashion or the album design, blah blah blah. It's usually the label, right? If you're just like a new fan, of course you're going to be judging it based on a performance, and if it's underwhelming, I bet there's going to be some reasons for that. Like, are they getting enough rest? Are they being overworked? That's like the kind of thinking I have. And then I told you this, I think, a few weeks ago, but I remember not Lisa, Jenny was being like dubbed as like lazy, or like she didn't have like a good performance, I guess. And then everyone's like, oh, she's so lazy, she's not giving it her all, and blah blah blah. And then she got so much hate. But then, okay, I love NCT with all my heart. I am a new baby citizen. But so I know a lot of like artists gets overworked, especially at the year-end ceremonies, because it's like one right after the other. But there was this one ceremony called the Asian Artist Awards, AAA. Yeah, AAA this year. And then NCTU was performing Make a Wish. And then that certain performance, Lucas, I don't know, Lucas, I guess, wasn't feeling well or something. I don't know. Maybe he was really tired, which is like, I understand. But he was performing, like, you know how Lucas performs, it's like always very hype. But this particular performance,
Yeah.
it was obvious that he was down or something. And then everyone in the comments were like, oh, Lucas must not be feeling well, like, get well soon. It's so weird to see Lucas, he's usually so hype. I hope he's okay. I hope SM makes them rest. Which is like 180-degree opposite reaction to what Jenny had. So I'm just like, but this is like more or less kind of the same thing. Like, why are they receiving
Yeah.
completely like two different reactions? You know. So I'm just like, is this like what is
That's I feel like I don't. Maybe they have like a pre. I don't say hate or prejudgment with Jenny
and why
because
and why like
can't really say she's been in a lot of issues. Like she had her dating life
come
revealed
on, oh my god.
like on the first day of 2019, and then she's getting a lot of hate for different things, which is ridiculous because that that person is just doing her job,
Exactly.
making music and being an artist.
I think
And I feel like it's getting a different kind of reaction from others. Is because they feel like Jen is, I don't know what this up, but they can feel like it's intentionally done, like being not like putting more. I don't know, but it's they see it different. I don't know, maybe it's because of Jenny's been like up there. And now that they're seeing Jenny with less energy, not doing so well, this is kind of hard.
right. It's like not exactly the same thing. It's
And I guess that's why people react so much. It's because they put their idols in so much perfection. Like they
right. And
see them like so perfect all the time.
the minute
Mm.
it kind of slips up, they're the first ones to go like, very like negative. And I'm just like, yo, chill, they're just humans.
That's ironic because I feel like some of the fans that hate on Jenny are also Jenny stans. I
What?
don't know. It's just my assumption. Again, I feel like
Ah,
that's my like feeling. They're not entirely anti fans or like like other group stands. Maybe they're just like, girl, you need to be perfect all the time. I want you to be perfect with everything that you do, dance, music, singing, like modeling, whatever you do, you must be perfect. And then when you said that when they slip up, that's when they feel like, the perfection. It's done. We're done with her. I feel like, I don't know. It's just what I sometimes see on Twitter and Instagram. Because I saw this tweet when GD and Jenny, the news came out, the dating
Right.
one, and they had to compare the blinks and the VIPs, comments under
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
stands. Like with GD, they're congratulating him on, like, having someone in his life, finally dating
Right.
openly, not really openly, but finally dating out there. And then with Blinks, they're hating her because you shouldn't be like, it felt like Jenny shouldn't be allowed to find happiness with someone else.
But who is she supposed?
Uh,
How is she supposed to be
it's like, why is it different? Just like what you said with Lucas and Jenny, why is it different towards, when you see slip ups with like guys and girls, or is it the maturity of the fans? There are a lot of
I
factors like
wanted to
coming
talk
in.
about. I wanted to like put that like concept to. Is it the maturity of the fans? Like VIPs has been in the game for a long time.
Like maybe they're much older than us. So I don't know. Maybe it's one of the factors, the difference between the maturity of Blinks, which is a newer fandom, and
Right.
VIPs, which have been in the game for so long.
Right. So that
Or,
might be a big
and
factor.
how
That might be a big factor too.
it could be, because I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with like some fans, like just betraying their faves just
I wanted
because.
if we're going to be talking about putting idols in a pedestal, like specifically idols, because that's like what we understand more. I feel like the era of putting second gen in the pedestals has is done, you know. Um,
Mhm.
but then back then, I feel like second gen idols had it worse than the idols today in terms of putting in a pedestal. Like they cannot make a single mistake. But that era is over.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
so like so that's done. Like for the second gen fans, they don't really care about that anymore.
Maybe do age. Like, yeah, age do matter. Like, age does matter. I don't know. My grammar sucks this time. Like, yeah, age does
Because
matter.
yeah, it does. 100% does. So
You
that's the
know, they've
conclusion of
they've
putting
been
it
there.
well. Like it depends
True.
on the age of the fans. If you want to put your idols in a pedestal, but the younger fans, I guess, or especially the fans that have just joined K-pop, they put their idols in a higher pedestal. Is it safe to say that?
Yeah.
Please don't cancel us.
Is there a higher pedestal? This is just our like unfiltered conversations.
Yeah,
We just
please.
want to talk about things, and if you feel like we're like going on the wrong direction, you can message us,
You can,
comment on our YouTube channel,
yeah,
or
or
like tweet.
email us.
We're open to discussion. If you want to talk about this, like more, we can can talk it about. We can talk about it on the next episode
Right,
again.
right. Like point
Yeah.
point oh, like 2.0. So that's that for putting idols in a pedestal. Let's
Mm-hmm.
continue to our next topic, which is a bit of an issue, like a not a bit of an issue. It's a big issue. It is a big issue, and this is based on my research alone. There could be some misinformation. There might be some information that I'm missing. There also might be some information that Jenny might be missing. We don't know, but okay, so let's
Mm-hmm.
start. So this is going to be about pre-debut issues. There are a lot of people with pre-debut issues. Oh, well, one that I could like think of right now that is not part of the whole scandal that's happening right now was Taeyong. But like, that case is closed and everything and he handled it like I guess pretty well. So there's this huge issue in Korea right now where a lot of idols, or not necessarily idols, like a lot of artists are being exposed, if you will, exposed because well, the start of it was because Naver, it's like Korean Google. So Naver is getting rid of
Mhm.
their most searched tab, or like the trending on Twitter. Like people are exposing everything right now so that nothing can be swept under the rug. And this is happening because there was this issue with two volleyball players, twin volleyball players in Korea. The thing with Korea is that defamation is a crime, but there are two types of defamation, or like slander. There's slander by false comments and slander by true comments. So even if it's true, you can still sue the person who slandered you, because it destroys your name. Even if defamation is a crime, the bullying allegations with the volleyball players turned out to be true. So now people are not afraid to speak out. So this has included Ki Hyun from Monster X, Cho Byung-gyu, Park Hye-soo, Stray Kids Hyunjin, The Boys Sonu, Luna Chu, and like so many other like artists. The topic for today is, how do you as a fan go about this, I guess.
Yeah, for that, because we don't want to talk about bullying so much, especially their, different countries have their own like situations when it
Right.
comes to bullying. Because we don't want to talk about it in the context of how we see it, or maybe how we kind of how they explain this. Because um, I've read also tweets about bullying in South Korea is really different,
Right, right, right.
really different from like other types of bullying, but bullying is still bullying. Maybe the biggest representation for me of bullying in South Korea was when I watched School 2015. They've had scenes where a person, like a student, had to go through so much hardship because one student is throwing eggs, other stuff, like doing so much bullying. So I guess when all the allegations and rumors came out, and it started with a lot of celebrities and actors before, but I guess this time with the twin volleyball players,
Yeah.
rumors turned out to be true. People and the victims and the victims' relatives came out with their story, and also want to be heard with what happened to them. Violence is violence, bullying is bullying. And I think what I can do, like as a fan outside what's happening in Korea, is to fact check the articles that are being published.
That's so true. Fact checking. Oh my, I cannot express how important it is to fact check.
Yeah, I know I said earlier in this video that I do get opinions on Reddit, but this time when it comes to serious issues such as bullying, I go through articles, not just Reddit, not just Twitter, and that's the whole fact checking thing. Goes on. Like yeah, that's how the fact checking, or that's how I do fact checking.
Because this is defamation of us, of a person's good name. This can
Mhm.
really break everything they've worked so hard for. I'm not saying that like we should like protect the bullies and like not say anything, but you just have to be sure with your facts before you give your opinion. I guess you have to know
True.
what actually is happening or what actually happened, because if you're
Mhm.
your opinions of like what you think, then you're just gonna look like a fool.
And you know this, although like some of the idols, I'm not really standing them. They're not my ultimate cruise, but I do feel bit of anger, not a bit, but anger whenever people talk about them, just plainly judge them without knowing what's really going on, because this is a very serious issue. Like bullying is not just, it's not something that can be solved with just a sorry. People need, people need to be, um, people need to take action, repent if those allegations and rumors are true. Because people say that, we do change, or we undergone change, or we undergo change, but we still have to make sure that whatever wrongdoings we did in the past, we have to make sure that we do apologize about it.
And
Doesn't matter if you're an idol.
like a legit
Yeah, apology.
apology, and not just an apology because oh, I did a mistake, I'm about to get canceled, you know what, I'm gonna just apologize. No, you should know what you did wrong. Because I just have this
Mhm,
idea, because I stan Monster X, right? And then Kihyun was also
mhm, mhm,
part of like one of the idols that like got quote unquote called out. I saw something like when you talk about bullying, the bullies and the bullied will have very different memories. Something that the bully think was like, that's just a small thing, might have like
mhm,
might have had this huge mental impact on the bullied. So the I'm not saying I defend the bullies, but this I kind of understand why they're saying that they don't know and they don't think they bullied is because their memory is different from what the bullied felt. For the bullies to like talk to them, really get to know and really understand what they did was wrong.
I can also say that maybe if they had a chance to actually talk about it, like personally and privately, they could have like some like in-depth, discussion of what went during their high school or middle school. I don't know. This is just what I feel an option that could be done, that they can talk about it privately, or
um
maybe they did before, like, reached out, but some people just, no, I'm not gonna take your like whatever. So maybe some people, like,
because this
maybe calling them out is what is like the option, like the only option.
yeah,
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Please educate me.
going back to your idea of they could have done it separately before or everything if they truly feel sorry, it's again, of course, it's on your own pace. You might not be that ready yet to accept or
Mhm.
an apology, but I don't know, it's really hard to comment because we can never put ourselves in the
Mm, true, true, true.
right, so we really don't know how they feel. But I mean, I guess the survivors has that trauma of seeing
Mm,
people who bullied them on TV. Like, how do you see someone that bullied you really badly on TV? Doesn't that affect
mm,
you mentally?
yeah,
I guess.
I think that's like one of the factors why they called them out publicly, because seeing them on television and other social media platform looking so like happy without any memories of what have happened before, it angers them. I think I understand if that standpoint, because seeing someone who bullied you like for so long looking so happy makes me wanna, like, you've done so many bad things before. You kind of don't deserve, you kind of, or you don't really deserve what's going on for you now.
Ooh,
This is,
that was
again, this is just
that was deep.
this is just my view based on like the information that I got. But of course, you can never say that it is what the survivors, yeah, it is what the survivors truly feel. And we just hope that um, they get the justice and they get apologies, like sincere apologies
Yeah,
from the people who wronged them before.
I mean, there's some
Yeah.
people who have been found to have lied, not necessarily lie, but like make up false accusations. But then again, in Korea, defamation is a crime. But like, why would you want to put yourself in in a position where people can sue you?
Mm,
Honest, I don't know if you're a hater, like a legit hater. I get it, but like, why would you want to put yourself in a position that you know you're not gonna win?
that's kind of complicated, and on how they think about what's going to happen to them, especially if what they're saying are like completely false. Like what drives them actually to like, go for defamation and be on the wrong side, maybe, yeah, on the other side of you know case or criminal case. What we're saying now is none of the rumors or allegations are yet true. There's still ongoing investigation. There's a lot of discussions with entertainment companies and the involved parties. So we want also to be updated on what's gonna happen, because I feel like this isn't just a K-pop or issue or a situation. It can really involve, like,
This
it involves everyone, because
doesn't just happen to like artists and whatnot.
it's bullying and violence.
I mean, okay, we're not perfect people, but
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. This is a really heavy topic to talk about. I don't know it. Yeah, it saddens me to see this happening.
it really does. It really does.
But this is just our point of view
Right. Again,
outside the whole spectrum.
we remind everyone that this is our point of view, so we don't really like know in South Korea because A, we've never lived in South Korea before, and B, we're not familiar with the South Korean culture other than what we
Mm,
see in like entertainment, such as movies, dramas, K-pop. That's the only information we have. We are not Korean, so we can't really talk about
mm,
the Korean culture other than the things we see like in
mm,
media, So
mm. This is where this is the only thing we can say at the moment. But we're open to whatever discussions you want to make. If you have any comments or opinions that might help us be enlightened with what's happening in Korea, we're very much we're very much thankful, or you're welcome. You're welcome to send us messages, because I feel like being informed, um, being updated with what's really happening,
right.
it makes us you know a good person, I guess. Like, trying to um it's not just a K-pop issue, it's an issue that everyone should know about, that we have to be informed that this kind of situations are still happening and may happen in the future,
It's
and
very
not maybe just in Korea but the rest of the world.
it's still very rampant.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, to conclude, how do we, as a fan, let's go back to the main question. How do we deal or like
Mm-hmm.
with pre-debut issues? So I feel like just continue being informed. A story can develop after time. Again, people can change and all that. So I guess just continue being informed and keep being updated with the latest news or whatever that is. But do not be afraid to not necessarily to cancel, but to call out when you have your facts. Please have your facts before you go canceling people.
True, 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 true. 100% true. And also, I guess what we can do is, if those allegations and rumors are true, we need to hold them accountable.
Yes.
Don't just feel um, sorry or whatever. I mean, this is the time when your judgment has to be correct.
Mm,
Because if those rumors and allegations are true, I mean, you can't what the trauma that the survivors had experienced,
right.
and you can never know what the extent of those traumas.
Right.
What you can do as a fan, I guess, is you have to make sure that the involved parties, like both sides, has has to voice out
Yeah.
their sentiments, and we need to hear or listen to both sides. It doesn't matter if that's your idol, that's not your idol. You don't know the person, the victim. You need to hear both sides. And this is, I guess, what you can contribute as a fan. And we're far away from what's happening. But of course, we just want to be informed, just like what Sel said. Be, in, be informed, be updated, fact check everything, and be updated talaga. Like be updated always.
Woo! That was so heavy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We can just like once you remember it, you can just put it as a comment. So there's going to they can
True.
like as a discussion.
Hmm. So do you think we really had a good discussion tonight?
It
Is
was
this?
heavy, but it was something that needed to be voiced out, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, this
Anyway,
is quite. I'm sweating so much because of the tension, the tension of the issues.
well, yeah, that concludes tonight's episode. Thank you for listening. And Jenny,
Okay, that's it for episode two. Sure, it's two. Bye, guys.
for listening.
Bye, 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 bye.